living your dream.
Hi everyone, I'm Tonoa Bond. I'm known as the Audacity Expert, and I help others find the shameless boldness that they need to live their dreams. And one of the things that I would like to talk about today is knowing when to let go. Not letting go of your dream per se, but knowing when to let go of all the anger, frustration, doubt, depression, everything that gets centered around the dream when we don't achieve it in the time frame that we expect to achieve it in. And to share a quick personal story about myself, I was actually on the phone a couple nights ago with a friend of mine, and we were talking about what happens when you have dreams, hopes, and aspirations and they feel bigger than the moment that you're in. And I was sharing with her how over these past 6 months my life has taken a total turn, and I am working on something right now that's really, really big, but because of all the changes that I've gone through, I don't necessarily feel as open and free to create as I used to. And that's because with everything that I've gone through, I have become a new person, meaning all of the things that have happened over the past 6 months have created these valleys, if you will, or these gullies in my life, and I can't go back to being the person that I was 6 months ago. I can't go back to being the person that I was in July of 2010 because I know all of the things that I've gone through, and that person, even though she still exists, has grown into a bigger person. But even though she's grown, my mentality around the dreams that I have and the things that I want to do, the foundations that I want to build, the people that I want to help are still the same because of my mindset. My mindset is I created those dreams, hopes, and aspirations based off of the person that I was 6 months ago. But because of all the heartache and sorrow and disaster, that has happened over the past 6 months, things that I had to grow from and traverse through and go through, I've actually had to become a new person. And I never took the time to look back at my life and mourn what I had to let go of. And that's what many of us don't take the time to do. We look at mourning as a subject of when someone dies. But the definition of the word to mourn means to express intense sorrow. And I have intense sorrow for the person that I used to be because I knew her well. I knew what she was going to do. I knew what she was thinking. I knew what she wanted. I knew how she wanted things to be. And because I had lived with her for 39 and a half years, I knew exactly how she expected these dreams to come about. But then when this hurricane went through my life and basically turned everything upside down and left me dealing with the rummage, if you will, and all the broken pieces, I did not take the time to do what I needed to do to mourn the person of who I was because I was so joined at the hip with her. I didn't take the time to let her go, and I continued to create from a broken heart. There's a song that I love by John Mayer, and the title of the song is When You're Dreaming with a Broken Heart. And even though the song itself is not really on the subject, the title conceptually really does fit because many of us are living our lives and we're dreaming and creating from that broken space of the person who we used to be, not realizing that we're a totally different person now. We're a stronger person. We're a more resilient person because we were able to make it through something that we didn't even know we can make it through. We have this testimony now of our strength and our courage and our determination to have our lives the way we want to have them. But instead of living in that great moment, and instead of living in that space that speaks to our greatness and speaks to who we are as people and who we are as dreamers, we continue to live with the other person in our mindset because it's easier that way. It's easier for me to continue to create with old Tonoa because I knew her so well, instead of taking the time to get to know me or know the person who I am. And oftentimes it's just as a person who's a widow and they don't want to date again because they feel as if they're cheating on the memory of their deceased spouse. We do the same things with ourselves, with our deceased self, if you will, the person that no longer really exists because we've grown into this bigger person. But we feel like we're cheating on that memory because we don't want to take the time to move into this new person and move into this new space and create and be great. We would rather stay in the old because it's comfortable. We would rather stay back there and not step into this greatness because it's comfortable. So we're dreaming with these broken hearts. We're attempting to create something big and brash and bold and new based off of the person who we can't ever get back to again if we tried. I can't go back there. I can't go back to 6 months ago. I can't go back to the person who I was before all of these valleys started exploding and making me into this bigger, better, bolder person. I really can't. Sometimes I want to because it's easy, but I can't, and neither can you. And all you have to do, really, not sob your eyes out or feel as if your whole world has fallen apart, but really, if you just take the time to go back to the person that you was. That's not right either. Go back to the person that you were. Good Lord. And instead, use that to step into the person who you are now. More in that person, more in that life. Express intense sorrow over the things that you lost. It's okay. It's okay to let it go and to cry over it. But then you brush your shoulders off and you tell yourself, now I have to be this new person, because that's the stronger person. That's the more resilient person. That's the person who I've grown into. Nobody can take your experiences away from you. Nobody can take the things that you've gone through away from you. Nobody can look at your life and say, well, you went through that, but yeah, it wasn't nothing. Nobody knows but you. Nobody knows how hard it was to make it through those points, but you made it. And now you're here, and now you're a better person. And instead of being stuck, instead of feeling like you're not free, instead of feeling as if someone has clipped your wings, realize that you're stronger, you're bigger, you're bolder, and that you can have, be, and do anything on this earth that you want to do. You just really can't do it from the same space of the old person, because you're a new person. And now it's time to use those new wings. And the only way to do that is to let go. Is to really look at your life, look at the things that you thought you should have had by now, let go of all the shoulda, woulda, couldas, mourn them, express intense sorrow that they didn't happen. You are truly affected by the fact that they didn't happen, but it's okay, because the bigger, better, bolder you is waiting to step into the person that you are now, so that you can create a bigger dream, and that you can live the dreams that you've always had on the inside of you. And so what I would like to offer is, on March 4th, I want to do a free call where you can call in, we can do coaching questions, we can go based off of the things that you've wanted in the past, look at your dreams and figure out a way to help you make them happen, so that you're not carrying around this sack of bones from this person that you used to be, but that you're now stepping into the person that you are now and creating anew. So we're going to March 4th. You get it? That's the date, but we're also going to March 4th. Don't forget to tip your waitress. So if you call the number that's on your screen, or if you look at the email address that's on your screen, you can either send me your question ahead of time and have it answered by email as well as on the call, or you can call in on the call and get it live. Live is always better, because when it's live, we get to sit in the energy of what it is at that moment, and the questions can go back and forth, and you can get a better answer based off of more than just the question itself. But most people who worked with me in the past know how I work, and I'm doing more than just looking at your question. It's how you say the question. It's asking you questions about things that you're feeling, and really getting into the coaching and really getting into the questions, so that we can help you move past where you are now, to free yourself from being stuck and move you into the place where you're destined to be. So all of the information is on the screen. I look forward to talking to you guys on Friday. And remember, let go of the past, step into the bigger, bolder you, and always live your dreams. Hope to talk to you Friday.